Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are sitting beside my TBR cart because we're going to pick out my December TBR. I've been struggling to read the actual books that I have. I tend to get a lot of my books from my library or get Kindle versions or ebooks or audiobooks, but I really want to start reading my physical books that I have bought, and I have a lot. There are even some books like back here in the back that wouldn't fit up here, and then I have a couple back here. Before we get started, let's just take a quick tour of the TBR cart. So we have the top shelf, which I typically keep books I'm borrowing from people, library books, my Kindles, bookmarks, and my letterboard. Also have a cup of numbers to draw from that we will get to in our game in just a second. And then I have two shelves of books that are facing backwards with the pages out because we're going to be playing a game to pick my TBR. So, and then I also have two canvas bags for book shopping because, you know, I have a problem. But today we are picking out my December TBR, and if you don't know what TBR means, it just means to be read. So we're just going to pick out 3 books for December because I'm also in 3 book clubs that each have a book I have to read, so we'll see if I can finish 6 books. But we are going to randomly, with this cup of numbers in here, pick out 3 books and see what I'll be reading in December. So give this a little shake. And then the first one is, oops, I grabbed 2. So first one is number 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the first one is The Murderer's Daughters by Randy Susan Meyers, and I don't really remember where I got this one. I think it was at McKay's, which is a secondhand bookstore. I think that's where I bought this. I know it has a little Target symbol, but I know I did not get it at Target. I'm just going to read the synopsis because I don't know what this is about. Their mother asked the impossible. Their father did the unthinkable. Lulu and Mary's childhood was never ideal, but on the day before Lulu's 10th birthday, it became a nightmare. Mama warns Lulu not to let her father in, but he bullies his way past her. She runs for help, but discovers upon her return that he's murdered her mother, stabbed 5-year-old Mary, and tried to kill himself. Effectively orphaned by their mother's death and father's imprisonment, the girls' relatives abandon them to a terrifying group home. Even as they plot to be taken in by a well-to-do family, they come to learn that all they have to hold on to is each other. As the sisters spend 30 years trying to make sense of what happened, their jailed father shadows their every choice. One spends her life pretending he's dead, while the other feels compelled to keep him close. Both dread that someday he'll win parole. So this sounds interesting. Right, number 2. Number 2 is number 2. So 1, 2. Oh jeez. That was difficult. Number 2 is 28 Summers by Elin Hilderbrand. Now, 2 people in the book club have read this. One highly enjoyed it, the other did not. So we shall see. I read a series by her, the What Happened in Paradise series. Where is it? So I've read the Winter in Paradise series by Elin, and it was really, really good. So I have high hopes for this one, but as I said, I know someone who thoroughly enjoyed it and someone who did not enjoy it at all. When Mallory Blessing's son, Link, receives her deathbed instructions to call a number on a slip of paper in a desk drawer, he certainly does not expect Jake McLeod to answer. It's the late spring of 2020, and Jake's wife, Ursula de Gordonsey, is the frontrunner in the upcoming presidential election. Link is sure there's been a mistake. How do Mallory and Jake know each other? Flashback to the sweet summer of 1993. Mallory has just inherited a beachfront cottage on Nantucket from her aunt as she agrees to host her brother Cooper's bachelor party. Cooper's college friend Jake McLeod attends, and Jake and Mallory form a bond that will persevere through marriage, children, and Ursula's stratospheric political rise, until Mallory learns she's dying. So this seems to flash back from the past to the present a lot to figure out how these two people know each other, which I thoroughly enjoy when I'm actually reading it. When I'm listening to it, I get so confused on that. But I'm really excited to read it and see my thoughts on it. Now for final book number 3. We have number 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did count that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Alright, so the third book is The Beekeeper's Apprentice by Laurie R. King. Now, I for sure got this at Second and Charles because it has their sticker on the back. But let's read the back. In 1915, Sherlock Holmes is retired and quietly engaged in the study of honeybees in Sussex when a young woman literally stumbles into him on the Sussex Downs. 15 years old, gawky, egotistical, and recently orphaned, the young Mary Russell displays an intellect to impress even Sherlock Holmes. Under his reluctant tutelage, the very modern 20th century woman proves a deft protege and a fitting partner for the Victorian detective. They're soon called to Wales to help Scotland Yard find the kidnapped daughter of an American senator, a case of international significance with clues that dip deep into Holmes' past, full of brilliant deduction, disguises, and danger. This first book of the Mary Russell Sherlock Holmes mystery is remarkably beguiling. So this is cool. It's giving me Enola Holmes vibes, so we shall see. I've never seen that movie, so don't come at me. Alright, so this is my December TBR. I'm really excited to get through these books, especially the bottom one, because I really want to know my thoughts on it, if I like it or not, like my other friends. So thank you so much for helping me pick out my December TBR, and if you need any good ideas of how to pick your TBR, I highly suggest doing this game. It's really fun. You just flip all your books where the pages face out. You just write. I can only fit 10 on each, so I did 1 through 20, and I have a back stock of books back here, so I'll fill in all these holes and keep the numbers in them for next month. So if you know your December TBR already, let me know what you're reading down below, and if you really liked this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know to continue to do them. Bye everyone.